How's it going, Blazers? We're going to bring you specifications you can relate to so you can have an educated decision on your purchases. This is going to be from WE Knives. So there's a Justin Lundquist Angst. So thank you to WE Knives for providing this to the Pass Around group as well. So you can rock it in the fifth pocket on your pants if you would like to. Otherwise, put it into the regular pocket as well. So it really depends on what you have, what type of pants you're wearing that day. But it's kind of a smaller knife, kind of similar to what type of knives that Justin Lundquist comes out with. So it is something that is kind of that dagger blade for it. So it's something that is only sharp on one side. So for it, so then that's where you can't really sharpen up the other side of it. But you shouldn't sharpen up the other side of the blade. Well, you could sharpen up the other side of the blade. So sorry about that, this is my dog's toy. But anyway, so you can sharpen up both sides if you would want to. Just throwing it out there. Sometimes it gets a little bit crazy talking to yourself. But this one is coming in at a pretty good size for it. It's going to be small, so it's not going to be something for everybody. But you can actually check it out, see what it's going to be like for you. So basically for adult women's hand, it's going to be something like this. So you can see what it would look like for you. You can print that out in the description as well. And then also for adult male hand as far as what that's going to be like for you. So it's not going to be something that's going to be for large hands necessarily. Still can be used, of course, for it. Does have kind of a guard for it. For that dagger type of blade, so it's not going to be something that you're going to run your fingers up onto, but if you do have it sharpened on both sides, you can still close it without getting in the way of it. So that is something that is good if you want to go that route for it. This one comes in about 1.8 ounces, so basically for the weight on that, that's going to be about 9/4. So that's going to be pretty close to what a Benchmade bug out is. Benchmade bug out's about 1.9. So basically take away one of these and put a penny in there, and that's going to be how much that weighs for that knife. So it's going to be a good weight for it. Current pricing is going to be about, MSRP is about $165 to $185, and then you're going to find it probably on the market now for about $140 to $157-ish. Depends on where you get it from. So the difference on those, this one is a carbon fiber and a G10 inlays as far as this green section and the black section for the knife. And then you're going to have one that is basically pure G10. So even this carbon fiber is going to be a G10 coloration, and then G10 for this section and that section. So that's going to be the difference for those as far as that pricing. And then for the weight wise, so as far as deployment goes, so I use a alignment pull gauge for that. Normally I like about 2 to 3 pounds of weight to actually get it out as far as deployment. But so normally flippers 2 to 3 pounds. Normally something that thumb studs I find probably about 2 pounds. Oops, didn't reset it. So normally something about thumb studs, I would actually rather have something about 2 pounds or closer to that for that level. But this is going to be one that's about 3 pounds, 4.8 ounces to get that deployment for it. So that's going to be quite heavy, I guess, and put into some type of weight side for something you might have around the house. So I mean, like a big old can of bush beans here is about 2 pounds. So I mean, balance that on your finger. That's going to be 2 pounds. So that's going to be where you're going to add maybe another canned good of your choosing, and that's going to be about 3 pounds of weight. That's going to be caused to actually deploy that knife. So getting it to something you can relate to for those as well. So this is going to be what that is for that. For the blade length, so already it's a dagger. So if you already have an issue of laws for a dagger blade, this won't matter to you, but it's basically 3.07 inches. So it's already over some of that 3-inch mark for some of the areas. Dagger blade, flat grind on both sides for it. So S35 VN for the blade steel. So corrosion resistance side is going to be about maybe about 76 percentile for some of the knives out there, and then about edge retention about 59 percentile in comparison to all the different super steels that are available currently. Handle length is going to be about 3.96 inches for the actual handle length. And then the reason why I said you could sharpen it up, so now behind the edge thickness on the sharpened side is going to be about 6 sheets of paper, and that's about 24 thousandths. On the non-sharpened side, it's going to be about 3 sheets of paper and 14 thousandths. So once you get this up to sharp, it's probably going to be about the same. So it's really just unfinished surface, finished surface for that secondary bevel. For the actual closing side, so I refer to it as a degree of ramp. It takes about 19 degrees to actually get onto the blade for that detent ball. And then the blade stock itself is going to be about 2.4 millimeters, about 92 thousandths. Single carry for it, so it's going to be right hand tip up. So the reason for that is blade opens, so this way. So you do not want to carry that in the other pocket and actually have this in your left hand pocket and actually get cut by it or stabbed by it. So that's why it's right hand tip up for this knife. So I was able to take it over to work. I don't do a lot of cutting for it, but it just feels under regular use. It probably isn't an issue, but it feels really delicate for that tip and everything else. It is reinforced kind of with the ridge of the blade going down, but it just feels like I could break the tip off of it just by doing regular cuts. Again, it probably won't, but that's just the feel that I had while I was using it. And then comparison-wise, as far as sizing, let's look at one of the leaks. So this is their sprint run that just came out. I do like that blade shape a whole lot. And then there's going to be a bug out. And then you have the rat number 2 for sizing-wise. But this is going to be one that is a good size for somebody that wants something really small, compact. Somebody that's a really big fan of Justin Lundquist. So that's where he has the Kaiser Feist, Baby Barlow, and a few others out there probably as well. But that's where I would recommend probably to borrow, unless you're going to be that fan as far as really liking the knife as far as the designer, to actually see what type of knife is actually out there and available. So you can kind of see what it looks like. Very nice clip for it as well. And then it has a good clearance. It does have a little bit of snap coming in and out of the pocket, but it's not too horrible for that. And it does have this little back spacer right here, so you can kind of tell which way it's going to open, because it is now basically mirrored as far as the look of the blade with these two different points. So that's kind of the different thing for that. But yeah, I'd recommend borrow. But that's about all I have to say about that one today.